all the Chief challenges for Season 4, free to play with no mythical gear, and I'm going to show you all the formations because that's what really matters here, and you want to make sure you get this done for Season 4 because Calavera is worth it. You need to pick her up, and it looks like it's going to be pretty easy except for one boss, but we're going to start off with the Rat King himself, Rook. The only big thing with Rook is you got to make sure that you're not in a straight line like this for his battle skill. He does this twice in his rotation, and then he does his ultimate. If I have Iola right here, then they're going to run over and attack here because Higio is going to move forward. We've got Garius moving forward. Welby's going to stick right there, and you can't put anybody in this back position because they'll move forward as well. So just forget this back rows here because they always step up because Rook does not move. We've got Iola there, Welby, this one, Thathlin, so that when Garius moves to here, we're going to make Higio jump behind Rook for his first ultimate, then put him on full auto, and then nobody will be in a line with anyone else, which means that battle skill is only going to hit Garius, and hitting Garius 2 times along with that ultimate is not a big deal. He's going to stay alive so easy, but if you have like your frail DPSers back here or support, those rats running across will tear your team up. The first time, we're just going to manual to jump behind Rook, and you saw the rats run across. They ran across to Garius as well as Higio because they're the only 2 that are in a line together. Now there's nobody in a line together, so he's going to stay on the tank. All those rats you just saw run across are just going to hit Garius, and that's what we want. They don't even do hardly any damage to him. And the gear I've got on is like a rare artifact along with ancestral protection for him. I've got other epic artifacts on. The gear is simple gear. Again, no mythical gear. We're just going to skip forward past this. I think we're already on 10 times speed, and you're going to see the damage we're doing is quite a lot. Welby down there is doing okay on his own. He's doing 24%. Higio is doing 40%. Thathlin's pulling in 21%. Thathlin, every 6 basic attacks, gives us rally. We've got Higio giving us rally when he does his ultimate, or a chance to give rally to other people. Higio already died, but we're down to 16 seconds. We went the full battle fighting this rat, and it wasn't a big deal. He might be the strongest in the game by far, but going up against this Chief challenge, not too bad. I'll flash you the gear. I didn't do any skill timing. Of course, we got attack, maybe attack or critical damage, attack, attack. We've got the eyeball on Welby. We've got the slingshot here, along with accuracy. Even though this hero's not doing any debuffs, we just got that attack up. We do have a gear set on here. When he crits, he does his basic attack faster, 50% faster, which means every 6 basic attacks will get up rally more often. Don't think it's necessary. We did so much damage. Whatever you have to throw in here, you're going to do well as long as you can space everybody out like I did. This new epic artifact is amazing. I know it looks like a legendary one right now if you're not familiar with the game. They changed a few things around this season by changing the epic artifacts to look like legendary artifacts, but this is in fact an epic artifact for Season 4, which is very, very good. No mythical gear, right? We've got a rare artifact here for Garius to give him some more defense. And then we do have Witch's Remains on here with a serial set. Adam Down is in here, and he's a pretty interesting Chief challenge. He does a lot of moves, knocking back our ultimate gauge, hitting the whole entire board, decrease attack, trying to stun us. Luckily, he's taking damage from cold, so we can get our damage in there quick and fast with our Ice Blast heroes. We're going to use a brand new Ice Blast hero that we get from Faye Meander 60. Make sure you go up there and get her as quickly as possible from 60. I have her on my main account already. You can see the gear we're using is the same gear we just used on the last team. We've got Bledin in here. He does have the statue on for his battle skills. We're using the new rare Ice Blast as well. We've got the slingshot again with accuracy down here, even though they do no debuffs. We just want to get that attack up really high. The slingshot's incredibly powerful. Crit rate with accuracy on whatever you can get. And then I've got attack, attack. We've got the free epic hero Kryza doing decrease attack, recharge speed penalty, along with our Witch's Remains in a serial set to get our 15% additional attack on our team when she does a debuff. And she does a debuff here on that second ability. Then we've got Megan. Megan's here for some heals. We've got her in a set to do high resistance. The reason why we're doing this and the reason why we have it set up in this formation is here, Megan can heal everyone. Kryza is going to move forward, and then it could be like a 1-3 whole row 3-1. The whole entire team's being healed. This guy does do a battle skill 3x3 stun, but it's immediately in front of him. So only right here is who it's going to be hit. Only Megan, nobody else. If you're looking right now and you're like, that's not Roberta, that's Varesh in there. You're right. We needed Varesh. I couldn't do this with just that one healing from Megan. I needed to get somebody else in here to give us some more healing. So I put Varesh. I just transferred her gear over to him, which was the slingshot. So it goes really well with Varesh. Decrease attack up, manually controlling that decrease attack because we do have recharge speed penalty applied to that. So if you try to do it on auto, it's going to get out of whack. But we only do this like 3 fights the first week, 4 fights the second week. Then the next week we do 5. And then the week after we do all 6 battles. So pick the easiest 3 for your first 3. And then we repeat that, you know, every single week. And we'll be able to get Calavera very easily because here we're already at 3 minutes, 26 seconds. And we are at 9 million damage. And what we want to do is that 22 million, that magic number of 22 million with a free-to-play team, without any crazy artifacts and without mythical gear. Again, without that mythical gear, it makes a huge difference. I'm surprised we're able to do so well without that mythical gear. Honestly. All right. 22 million, not a problem. Actually, I think we go up to 30 million. Yeah, 30 million. Shana is back and she's taking fire damage. And we have a lot of wild, we have a lot of burn heroes. So when we get to Otherworld, if you want to make a whole bunch of teams to fight her again, just like we did in Season 3 with Ice Blast, you can do that. We've got a tank in here with decreased attack, plus she mitigates a lot of damage, and she gets increased defense. Shana does do a lot of damage to the actual tank. And then during that AoE, if you have decreased attack up, it's not too bad. Dolphus in here with Enlightenment, 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 a little bit of defense to keep him alive. Total Nan with this new epic artifact that's amazing. Erich with the eyeball. And then we have this rare in here with Witch's Remains and the Cyril set. Here's our skill timing. We've got the Instant Burner on our tank to take her 20-second ultimate down to an 18-second ultimate. We don't have to worry about any kind of skill haste with her. That way we can have that decreased attack up whenever the boss does its ultimate. And we are going to skip forward really quick because formation does not matter on this boss. All that matters is we get that decreased attack up from time to time on that ultimate that rains down on us. Just like Fathoms Down, same thing. And we do quite a bit of damage. We're already at 23 million. We've got 2 minutes left. That's a lot. Total Nan's amazing. Erich is amazing. He's free. This rare is pretty amazing to give us 3 hits so we can get up Witch's Remains from time to time. You could, of course, put Witch's Remains on Total Nan or Erich instead if you wanted to, or bring in any of your other powerful heroes. There are so many other wild and burn heroes that are way stronger than what we have here. Well, I'm not going to say way stronger because Total Nan is quite a beast. 27 million, 30 million. This new guy is pretty annoying. He's always making clones of himself. They're taunting. He's taunting. It gets kind of weird as far as positioning goes because he jumps around. He doesn't just attack the people in front of him. He will jump around and position himself differently during the battle. But it's Necrosis damage, so I wanted to bring in some summons. Obviously, we have Shadow. We have other people that can do damage besides summoners, which are probably usually better. But this guy will make a clone, provoke, and get this attack speed increase. So what I did is I brought in this new rare that can buff Prohibition as well as remove a buff so he doesn't get that attack speed increase. She takes 25% less damage, just flat out. And then here, heals based off of attack. So a lot of attack, again with the slingshot. I needed decreased attack because old boy's jumping around everywhere, killing everyone. And I needed to keep decreased attack on this guy. And I wanted to use Charlatch because we all get him for free. Using the same set, same artifacts as you saw before. Stella's here with Enlightenment, HP percentage, Enlightenment, HP percentage. Get her HP as high as possible. Get her Enlightenment as high as possible. She'll heal your whole entire team. Another epic that we got from free last season, for free, last season, or the season before. We've got her in a Cyril set as well as Witch's Remains. A big cross-section attack to do 3 hits and knock back the ultimate gauge. Here to bounce around to get stuns because these clones are out all the time. Lots of them. So we want to try to stun them as well as get decreased defense on them and knock back their ultimate gauge as much as possible. With our formation, we're going to keep this guy up front. That's what you want to do so that he doesn't bounce back and attack other people. Really easy to do unless you have a whole bunch of summons coming in and he might jump somewhere else to where there's more people he can hit. Just make sure you're not doing anything crazy with additional summons or if you're bringing in your shadow people. If you got 2 up front like we do right now, then he'll stay up front. He'll only attack those 2 You have everybody else spread out so he will not bother them. He will bother them with his clones, though. Those clones are everywhere. That's why we've got this nice free epic right here doing decreased defense on everyone, plus throwing a ball from time to time and stunning them. And then we've got our decreased attack with our main little tank there. We're just going to take these guys out slowly. We do get provoked a lot, but it's all right. You've got a Stella in here healing your team, and you've got enough damage with really just Charlatch that makes it pretty easy. 20 million already. 19 seconds left. We're at 24, 25 million. Ash is a beast, and this guy dispels all burns, hits the whole entire board. Nothing you can do about it. He's going to do damage to the whole entire team, so we want to put up decreased attack like we always do. And I think we're going to come in here, not really worry about the formation, because we're going to move forward. He can only hit our main tank and no one else with those battle skills to put up burns. And then Garius is going to remove all burns from himself before the boss does his ultimate. So there's no burns then to dispel and do more absurd damage. We've got the normal gear that we've got on everybody, which has remained Cyril set. Over here, you can see Vanny with the statue on. We do have Rook in here to make sure we get decreased attack up. He is knocking back the ultimate gauge from time to time on the battle skills, so I think I have to manual some of this. You can see I'm using the same epic artifact and the same gear. He's taking additional lightning damage, so we're bringing in basically the lowest of the low Dauntless team that we can bring in. This one's a bit deceiving because I do come back in and I use the Gatekeeper staff on Garius to give us massive shields. Right now you can see decreased attack before he does his ultimate. Garius is going to heal. It's going to remove the debuffs from him, the burns. So this boss is not going to hit that hard on his ultimate, but he hits hard on his ultimate. There's nothing you can do about that. So when he keeps doing the increased damage, that 4 that he's got up there right now, he keeps taking a whole rotation. He keeps getting stronger. There's really nothing we can do about him blowing up our team, even with decreased attack up. And I'm healing the whole entire team. I could come in here with some shields, I guess, if we had somebody with some good shields. But he's only got 5 on right now. 5 stacks, which is not a lot of stacks. Most times we get up to like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stacks. And we have to worry about somebody dying. But you can see how much damage he's doing. And then even though we remove debuffs, he could still get a lucky debuff up in between us removing and him doing his ultimate. So we're healing back completely. Like right now, he's just hitting Garius on those 2 battle skills. And then the ultimate's going to hit everyone. Decreased attack up. Everybody looks low, but Garius is about to heal. Massive heal. Everybody's full. But this guy just like, payal. Everybody is almost dead now for your DPSers. And I didn't get the 22 million in without bringing in the staff. With the staff, it's cake. It's so easy with the staff. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep the whole entire same team. Instead of having this rare artifact on, let's just give him the Gatekeeper staff and see what happens. Change a little bit of timing there. Now Garius is going to come in here, and you see the shield is gigantic. Once he does that healing, especially once he ramps up and gets increased defense on himself, no problem. Skipping forward. 16 million. We got 2 minutes left. Like, the shield's humongous, right? Gatekeeper staff on Garius is broken. It's broken on Sonarl. It's broken on anybody else who can do big heals. If you have legendaries, if you have better epics, sure, bring them in. We'll get some more damage. Garius just fell. We hit our 22 million mark. We're going to get to maybe 23 million. And super easy with the staff. I think it's going to be easy without the staff. I just don't have time to make a team right now, but I'll get back to you on this. Number 6, the final big boss, Quisitia. She pulls in people. She decreases your attack. She decreases your ultimate gauge. She puts up recharge speed penalty on this passive, and she takes 30% less damage from basic attacks. She's really a beast. Quite strong as a chief challenge. But if you have somebody in the far back that has high resistance, really high resistance, you can kind of stop her from pulling people in because she'll keep trying to pull in that one person that's furthest back. So right now we've got really high resistance on Hexandra, and you saw she just tried to pull her in, resisted. But this game, you can't always resist something, no matter how high your resistance is. So eventually she could pull you in. But if we have 10 times speed or fast forward like we do right now, we can just do it. If she pulls it in, then replay it and do it again. So we come in here and we just keep fighting this boss with Vikuk up there giving us some little heals and tanking. He's kind of got a little resistance too, but she's really the one with the massive resistance. They're set up so that she can be healed, so that Hexandra can heal Vikuk as well as her. And the boss is only hitting him. She runs over to this corner and she only hits him. Let's look at this formation. But we need more DPS. This team is not pulling in enough DPS to get 22 million. I don't know what poison teams you have. I don't know if you have some really good corrosions or you've got some really good poison legendaries, but I tried to use all the rares. I tried to use all the epics, and I just wasn't able to get to 22 million. I was able to get to 16 million, but not 22 million, but we were able to go to time. So if we can go the full time down to like 16 seconds, then you can bring in your highest DPSers and you should do well. I do have Theodore in here to do decrease recharge speed penalty and decrease attack, but she's always putting recharge speed penalty on like different heroes. So really get your team out of whack. If you're trying to do Witches Remains, you're trying to keep everybody in sync, it knocks everybody just crazy off. Nothing you could do about that unless you want to put up, block debuffs on your whole entire team like all the time. And then I came in here with another team with Furbath. We haven't used Furbath yet. He's an amazing healer, but because he's not stationary, she doesn't run up to him. He goes to her. So then your other melee, like I had a melee person run up to the side of her, then she was only hitting Vikuk the whole entire time. This, she'll hit your other melee person. I tried a whole bunch of other ways to try to make that melee loop around and come to the other side of her, but it wasn't working out. Not with having Furbath in here. But Furbath does such good healing that it's going to keep that other person alive. And then I brought in this team, same kind of thing, to where we're trying to have high resistance on Hexandra. We're trying to make it to where she keeps trying to pull her in. She's hitting Hexandra. She's doing pretty good damage to her. And over time, once this boss stacks up so much attack, it's not only going to do a lot of damage to Furbath, it's going to do a lot of damage to Hexandra by trying to pull her in over and over and again. The thing is, even if she pulled Hexandra in right now on this team, the way that their formation is, that it would pull her into the middle, and then she would pull the two other ranged DPSers up to the top right, and they would never be hit. So the only three that would be hit then would be Furbath, Hexandra, and our guy up there that looks like Baldum, whatever his name is. The purple dude, the purple rock guy, she would hit just those three, which wouldn't be a big issue because she's tanky. Furbath is tanky. The other guy's already being hit. Those two, the two DPSers on the bottom, the two corrosion, would just go to her right-hand side and they'd never be touched, even if they were pulled in. So you can play this quite a few different ways. It just depends on the DPS you have. I do like doing the high resistance. I like stopping her from pulling people in. That way I can use, some more ranged heroes like this. And I like it that we have a stationary tank where she runs up to it, and that's the only person being hit besides her trying to pull in Hexandra. Nobody else is going to be hit by that ultimate, just Vikuk. So then you can have a fragile DPS melee over there hitting her in the back. You can have your two range down here, and here she goes to do her ultimate, and he is the only one being hit. I think this is a great formation along with the high resistance healer, but we need 3 really good damage dealers. And it's kind of hard to get sometimes in poison depending on what you have. Be it corrosion or poison, like the poison debuff. Really just depends on what kind of heroes you have. But those are all 6 of the chief challenges. You guys let me know your thoughts on all these down below. I hope this video helps you out. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all in a video soon.